Have you ever had that feeling, like you're standing right on the edge of your own potential, but something just holds you back? Well, today, we're going to pull back the curtain on that exact feeling. But to really get it, we need to start somewhere you'd probably never expect. So let me ask you a kind of weird question. Why do dating apps, which are supposed to help you find someone, so often feel like they're designed to keep you single? Think about it. You scroll, you swipe, you get bored, you delete the app, and then a week later, you're right back at it. What is going on there?
Well, the answer is actually pretty simple and really surprising. They create this illusion of infinite choice. Your brain thinks, maybe I don't need to try so hard on this one. The perfect person is just another swipe away. See, it's not really about dating at all. It's a perfect example of waiting. And that waiting, it has a name we all know: procrastination.
So, with that in mind, let's dive into the real reason we wait, because I can pretty much guarantee it is not what you've been told your whole life.
Right. We've all heard the myth, haven't we? That procrastination is just you being lazy or you're just bad at managing your time. But the book we're diving into today, Do It Now, argues something way deeper. The truth is, procrastination is a form of self-protection. Your brain is literally trying to shield you from pain.
What kind of pain, you ask? Well, it's the pain of not being perfect, the pain of being judged by others, and maybe the deepest one of all, that raw fear that you might try your absolute best and discover it's still just not enough. So you see, it's not some character flaw, it's an ancient survival instinct just kicking in at the absolute wrong time.
And this quote just brilliantly illustrates the real cost of that. The author puts it so powerfully. Each time we procrastinate, we attend the funeral of our potential. Wow, that heavy feeling you get when you put something off, that's not just guilt, it's grief. It's grief for the life you know you could be living.
Okay, so if this isn't just about being lazy, how in the world do we start to figure it out? Well, the very first step is to understand your own unique patterns of delay, to see what your procrastination actually looks like.
And to do that, we need to talk about this concept the book calls a mirror moment. So what is that exactly? A mirror moment is that split second you catch yourself in the act. You know the one. You're supposed to be starting that big project, but suddenly you find yourself organizing your bookshelf for the third time this week. That's it. That's the moment. But instead of beating yourself up, this is a chance to just observe, to ask, what am I avoiding right now? What am I doing instead? The key, and this is everything, is to do it with zero judgment.
Now, when you start having these mirror moments, you might notice your procrastination takes on a specific personality. You might be the perfectionist, who can't start because it won't be flawless from the get-go. Or maybe you're the preparer, always buried in research and plans, but never actually doing the thing. And then there's the hero, who is so busy saving everyone else and saying yes to every request that they have absolutely no time left for their own goals. As you look at these, which one sounds a little familiar?
All right, so once you've kind of identified your pattern, it is time for the most important part of this entire process, the mindset shift. This is all about changing the story you're telling yourself inside your head.
Now here is a core idea that could change everything for you. Action creates readiness. See, we spend so much of our lives waiting to feel ready or motivated or inspired, but the book argues that we've got it completely backward. Readiness isn't the mother of action, it's the daughter. Think about it. You don't feel ready to swim before you get in the water. That feeling of readiness comes after you take the plunge.
And a huge part of making this shift happen is in the tiny little words you use. Just feel the difference in energy here. I should work out. It feels heavy, right? Like a chore. But I choose to work out. It's completely different. You're reclaiming your power. It reframes the whole task from a burden into an act of personal choice. It seems so small, but it makes a massive difference.
So now that we've got that new mindset brewing, let's build on it. Let's get a practical toolkit together with some simple stuff you can start using, like right now.
Okay, this one might be the most powerful tool of all, the 5-minute rule. The magic here is that 5 minutes is it's too small for your brain to put up a serious fight. It totally bypasses that fear response. We all know the hardest part is just starting, and this makes starting almost ridiculously easy. And don't forget that last step, celebrate the win. Acknowledge that you did the hard part. You began.
Here's another game changer. Stop managing your time and start managing your energy. Look, time is finite, but your energy goes up and down all day. The trick is to match your most important, brain-heavy tasks to your high-energy windows. Then, when you're feeling drained, use that time for the simple admin stuff. This isn't about working harder, it's about working smarter with your own natural rhythms. Feeling totally overwhelmed by a big goal? Use what the book calls micro-progress markers. Your goal isn't write a book. No way, that's terrifying. Your goal for right now is to write one single paragraph. See how that feels? Achievable. This simple little reframe makes the impossible feel possible, which makes it so much easier to just begin.
Ultimately, all these tools and mindset shifts, they're really all in service of one big thing: forging a brand new identity for yourself.
And this is where identity anchors come in. You have to consciously stop telling yourself that old, tired story, "Oh, I'm just a procrastinator." Instead, you create a new anchor. You declare, "I am someone who takes imperfect action," or "I am a person who starts." You're not just thinking positive thoughts here. You are actively, deliberately declaring who you are choosing to become, one action at a time.
And as we start to wrap up, I really want to leave you with this final crucial quote from the book. Your transformation isn't in these pages. It's in your next action. Learning all this stuff is great, it feels good, but the real change, it only happens when you actually go and do something with it.
So, let's make it real, right now. What is one small, imperfect thing you've been putting off? What's your 5-minute win for today, like as soon as this is over? Don't just think about it, go do it. Because that is where the new you begins.